stuff, great stuff. All right, let's get right into the news, guys. Again, if you guys have a question, comment, concern, you guys can always call into the show, 646-716-9118, or you guys can text us every single time we're on the show right here, 210-685-5098. And don't forget, you guys can also email us. We're giving you guys every opportunity to ask your questions right here live on the air while we're on from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each and every Sunday morning right here on Blog Talk Radio's Fantasy Sports Channel. So let's get to some notes, guys, because there's some interesting stuff. Again, I hit it at the top of the hour. If you guys missed it, my man Bob Sanders for the Indianapolis Colts is out this week, and I think this is huge numbers for LaDainian Tomlinson. I've moved him up now to the top of my board as far as running backs. Tony, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, because this really helps this San Diego Chargers offense, because Bob Sanders is unbelievable player of the year last year, defensive player of the year last year, is an unbelievable catalyst for that Indianapolis Colts defense. What do you do now? Is LaDainian Tomlinson now on pace to get over 100 yards again and get in that end zone, which he really has not done a lot this year?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's amazing. A 165-pound guy is the key to the Indianapolis defense. He stops the run. He plays like a linebacker, gets right up there in the line of scrimmage. He will not be there. You've seen it time and time again. When he does not play, they're like a sieve on the Indianapolis defense. Tomlinson, this is a big game. I know everybody's worried about the toe, but he looks quick again. I think he gets 2 touchdowns tonight.
There you go. I'm with you right there. What about you, Mark? What are your thoughts this week? Because, again, this is huge for a lot of guys, and especially selected him number 1 overall, LaDainian Tomlinson. How does this affect fantasy owners this week? I mean, fantasy owners have to be smiling from ear to ear.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they definitely do. I mean, look at Bob Sanders in the 4 games he played this year. You know, they shut down Chicago. They, allowed 2 rushing touchdowns against Pittsburgh, but not that much from a yardage standpoint. They shut down New England. So, I mean, this is something where LT owners got to be licking their chops because the anchor of that defense is out of the game. And you got to look at LT, too. Last week he went for over 100 total yards and a touchdown against a tough Pittsburgh team. So I'm not going to say he's all the way back, but I'm going to have to agree with you that he could approach 20 points this week.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Now, let's get right back into this. A guy that some fantasy owners I picked in the first round that's been suspended for seemingly most of this year, and that's Larry Johnson. He made his return to the field last week and gained 67 yards on 19 carries against New Orleans. But, again, he failed to get into the end zone for the 4th time, 6 games this year. What are your thoughts on LJ right now, Mark? Because, again, this is a guy that was probably taken at the end of the first round, maybe even the beginning of the second round. And guys, had an idea that he wasn't going to be the same productive Larry Johnson we've known in the past. But what are your thoughts on him right now, coming back off the suspension? Is this a guy that we can look for really down the stretch to help us in the playoff run?
I mean, it's pretty hit or miss with Larry Johnson because even when he was playing before he was suspended, you didn't know what you were going to get out of him from week to week. As far as the fantasy football playoffs go, you would hope that owners can rely on him so they don't have a total waste. And if you look at his matchup, he has Oakland coming up in Week 13, which some leagues start their playoffs then. Then he gets Denver in Week 14, followed by San Diego, and then Miami in Week 16. So he's got some good matchups to produce. Now it's just a matter of if he's going to get the job done because time to time he hasn't this year.
You know what? That's a great point. So there you go. If you guys have LJ fans, and this is guys you may want to be picking up as we move forward. Now, hey, Tony, we've been talking about Maurice Jones-Drew. I mean, this guy over the last couple of weeks for us, he's been one of our best hitters that we've nailed each and every week. Now, he's picked up 2 more rushing touchdowns last weekend, giving him a total of 6 in his 3-game TD. Now, his scoring streak of 9 rushing touchdowns in his last 5 games overall. What do you do with a guy like Maurice Jones-Drew? Because here's a guy, again, has been really carrying this Jacksonville team because offensively, there really hasn't been anything from David Garrard. Again, another lackluster performance out of David Garrard. Is this a guy that down the stretch, is he going to be burnt once guys start to make it to the playoffs, in your opinion? Because, again, not a lot of rushing, besides Maurice Jones-Drew right now. What are your thoughts as we go forward, especially, again, playoffs are right around the corner. Again, is this a guy that's going to be burnt out as we move forward?
He's a guy you got to put in your lineup, and you got to hope for the best. He is the only option for offense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We always talk about opportunity, and he's going to touch the ball between the run and pass 20 times a game. So you got to throw him in there. I know he's a small guy, but he's about 220 pounds, even though he's about 5'8". So Jones-Drew, he'll take the pounding. He's only his 2nd full season in the league. He'll be all right. Fred Taylor will be phased out as the season goes along, and Jones-Drew will definitely be a fantasy playoff guy that you need.
Wow. fantasy guy you're going to need. Let's we're going to go through a defense question here, and I'll pose this to you then, Marky C. Do you go with the Miami Dolphins or the best team on the planet right now, the New York Jets?
The best team on the planet, Paul. Just because you're running that Jets jersey.
After they win, hey, let me tell you right here. I'm looking right at the camera. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling y'all. New York Jets win today against the Tennessee Titans. Right here on Fantasy Ground Live. I'm telling you right here at Blog Talk Radio's Fantasy Sports Show. Jets win today. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you say your piece.
You know what? I think I'm going to have to go with the New York Jets in this game. Their defense special teams has been good.
Baby. Good answer.
Their defense
is good. Go with the Jets. Go with the Jets. When in doubt, go with the Jets. You guys are listening right here live on the Fantasy Sports Channel, a part of Blog Talk Radio's great channel. I mean, what a great combination of fantasy football information. Just not this show, guys. I mean, it shows all the way up till game time. Make sure you check them all out. And again, we are now on iTunes. Make sure you guys check us out on iTunes right here. And again, let's go right now to the emails, guys, because we try to bust it out each and every way possible for you guys. Again, get your questions in. If you have a question, there are no stupid answers, as they told you in elementary school, right here on the Fantasy Grand Live. So ask your questions, 646-716-9118. That's no stupid questions. You guys can also hit us up on the text message that we get right here each and every morning. It's 210-685-5098, or, like this one, we go right to the emails. Can you help me out? Question mark. Absolutely, James. We can help you out. No problem. I need one running back, one flex position here, Tony. Sammy Morris, Ricky Williams, Dwayne Bowe, Bernard Berrien, or Deshaun Jackson. This is coming from James in San Diego. Need one running back, one flex. Sammy Morris, Ricky Williams, Dwayne Bowe, Bernard Berrien, Deshaun Jackson. Who do you like as far as starting running back in a flex this week?
Yeah, I'm worried about Sammy Morris today. You know, it's been in and out of the lineup, so I'm worried there. Go with the sure thing, Ricky Williams. Williams against the Patriots had a good game last time out. And Dwayne Bowe, you got to go, man. He's a guy you put in your lineup every week. 2 touchdowns last week. Tyler Thigpen's looking like Joe Namath. Dwayne Bowe is a guy you put in your lineup every week.
There you go. Appreciate that. James Long has another one. This one I'm going to post to my man, Chris Kuhlman, when he comes on. So, Chris, I know you're listening. Put this down on your list. What is Reggie Bush's status for Monday night? Make sure that you get to that question. Let's go right back now, guys. These are the type of text messages I love. We get one from the 516 area code. This is saying, guys, really appreciate the show. You guys are giving me great information. I'm 10-2. Now, how can you be 10-2? It must have meant 10-1 or 9-1 in his league. Really appreciate it. Keep it up. You know what, pal? We really appreciate you texting us. Again, guys, text us. You guys can call us. We're going to go right to the phone lines now from the 904 area code. You are on Fantasy Grand Live right here on Blog Talk Radio's Fantasy Sports Channel.
All right, I'm checking on who to play, Thomas Jones over D'Angelo Williams or MJD this week.
I say you stick with MJD. Now, you're just looking to get one of those guys?
No, 2 of them. I got D'Angelo Williams and MJD in right now.
Yeah, I would definitely go with that. Again, the matchup does not favor Thomas Jones this week when you're going up against the Tennessee Titans front four, one of the best in the business right now in the NFL. What are your thoughts there, Marky C?
I'm going to have to agree with you. I mean, when all is equal, go with the guys with the better matchup, and D'Angelo Williams and MJD do have the matchup. Now, I mean, Minnesota's good against the run, but they have allowed 10 rushing touchdowns this year, and MJD's been a machine, so you got to play him over Jones because it's probably the better bet to score the touchdown.
What about you, Tony? What you think, man?
Definitely Maurice Jones-Drew. Minnesota, they're the worst coached team in the NFL. There's no argument there. So look for Maurice Jones-Drew to exploit that good Minnesota defense.
Anything else, Clay? There you go.